I done got my life back, just like that. I can't go back, and I won't go back. I done got my life back.
Good evening and welcome to another live with me, Paul, Addict Mentor. How is everyone feeling? I hope you're having a fantastic day. This evening, I'm going to do something different. So on my TikTok live streams, basically, I offer a place for support where people can come and just find a place where it's comfortable to talk about addiction and it's comfortable to talk about relapse, lapsing, whatever it may be. Sorry, I've got a new earring and it's digging into my ear. Oh, there we go. That's better. Oh, what do you think of the glasses, by the way? These are cool. Look, I can stop them from flashing as well. Let me just sort this out. Let me show you these cool glasses. There we go. Oh yeah, they're cool as you like. Anyway, so I've come on this evening to give you a real rundown of where I have come from, the situation that I got into, and how I was able to become Paul Addict Mentor Simmons, the person that you know me to be today. My life was, my childhood was completely and utterly out of this world. When I say that is, when I was very young, my parents moved around a lot. And then when we settled in Lotley's in Bristol, the house that I was brought up in, 133 Brangwyn Grove, Lotley's, Bristol, it holds a lot of negative faults for me because I was abused. I was beat up. It was dreadful, and my life was a complete pile of dog shit. And because of that situation, I wasn't able to mix with the guys from the local area. I always felt Wagwan Paul. I always felt like I was different from the local kids in my area. And that turned into me being bullied quite a lot. I was a big ass kiddie, but I was being beaten to the shit out of me whilst I was at home. And then when I was around my friends, I was being bullied because I didn't know how to protect myself, look after myself. And that went on for several years until I was about 8, 9 years old, and I was dragged out of my family home and I was put into the care system. Now, first of all, I went into children's homes. Some of them were great, some of them had really great carers and stuff, and they looked after us and they treated us. But I ended up at Worley Manor Residential School for children with behavioural difficulties. And that place was a complete and utter wreck. It was a nightmare. It was dressed up as this place where kids could come, and if they've been kicked out of all the schools, they're not gonna be kicked out of this one. Nemesis is in the building. Hi Paul, hope you're good. I'm getting better. I have only used once in 4 weeks. I was so pissed off after I used, but I'm still positive and continue to move forward. I love that, mate. Keep smashing them goals. You're doing really well, bruv. You should be really, really proud of yourself. Really proud of yourself, because I bloody am. And thank you for joining me. If you have joined me on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, if you're on Facebook and you can afford to send me the golden coins, the stars, please do so, because every penny goes back into doing what I am doing. So, I was put into Worley Manor boarding school, and it was dreadful. There were paedophiles there, male and female, because this was an all-boys school. So don't think women aren't paedophiles, because they bloody are. And it was dreadful, and I was being battered and abused. So if I went home for a weekend, I was getting beat up by my dad. If I was staying at the school, I had people trying to do unmentionable things to me. It was messed up. It was 15-year meth debate I had with you last. Flick the light on. I'm really glad about that, Nemesis, because, like I said, 15 years is far too long. Simon J. Howlett. Hello, my friend. I hope everything is well. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, man. I'm living my best life. Tomorrow, I'm back in the radio studio recording a very special recording with someone. I'm not going to tell you yet. You'll have to check in. So when it goes live, I will tell you when my first radio interview goes live. I am already up on Swindon 105's website as a new host of the radio show, so that's quite nice. Good evening, Leon. So just so you know where I am, I'm just taking people through my life story again for those who don't know. So I was in a residential school, and it was next level badness. And at 16, I was released from that madness. Well, go on, next gen. I said this to my worker. Oh, thank you so much, Nemesis. I love it. So I came out and I headed to. First of all, I was in Bradford and Avon. I was homeless for a little bit in Bradford and Avon, going here and there. I got a B&B for a little bit, and other places. Some brilliant stories. Thank you, Rude Boy. So, and then I headed to Bristol. And this is where my life really changed for the worse for a very, very, very long time. Because at 16, I was still 16, I headed to Bristol. I had no money, I had no connections, no family wanted to know me, and I ended up living on the streets. And I was surrounded by alcoholics, addicts, people with severe mental health issues. And I ended up sleeping in night shelters, There'd be people, like two homeless people, having sex next to me when I'm trying to eat some food. Others are fighting each other. Julian Trust night shelter in Bristol, the one in St. Paul's, was crazy. It was really worrying. I hardly ever slept when I was in there, and it was only open for 2 nights of the week. So that was only 2 nights of the week I had somewhere with a roof over my head at 16. And the rest of the week, I was sleeping in the Tollgate car park in Bristol, the old NCP car park in Bristol, the one right next to I think it's the Hilton Hotel now. And whilst I was homeless and, my life was unmanageable, I really started getting into drugs and alcohol. I was drinking cider all the time. And I ended up nicking a few car stereos, and I ended up getting done for theft of motor vehicle. I was theft from motor vehicle, and I ended up in court. And as I had no fixed abode, they put me in a bell hostel in Gloucester. This place, Rycross Street Bell Hostel, at the time, it took male and females. It was very loosely ran. It had some of the worst guys. And I'm still a teenager, and I'm in there. And I met this guy. I'm not going to say what his name is, but I met this guy, and he offered me crack and heroin for the first time. I'd never taken it in my life before. I'd never even seen it before. He put it in a needle, injected me, and obviously I was off my head. I felt sick. I felt completely sick. I threw up everywhere. But what it did, and this is the danger about drugs, it released all of that anger and stress and self-loathing and self-hate that I had for myself for letting myself be abused. And that's what I thought at that time. What do you think of these glasses, by the way, peeps? What do you think? I think they're pretty cool. So, and I started using. And whilst I was in that bail hostel for minor offences, like I said, I ended up committing a street robbery. I hit someone round the side of the head with a hammer. And how that came about is I was with the same guy, and we stole a car from Gloucester Hospital. Genuine truth, from Gloucester Hospital. Popped open a dashboard. There's a wallet in there with £600. Right, double result. We'd gone, smoked that off, and we got desperate. So we saw a guy in his car. He was there all on his own in the middle of nowhere. So I went over to him, took the keys out of his car, threw the car keys away, and hit him with a hammer. And I ended up getting 3.5 years for my very first very first robbery. And whilst I was in there for about 18 months, sorry, that's not true. I got 2 years and I ended up serving a year. And in that time, I learned lots of new things. I've become quite hard. You know, the prison was real difficult. It was like military prison still. This is the early 90s, Portland Bill. I was making bed packs. I was marching. I was doing compulsory gym. Do you know what I mean? The Dirty Dozen. Oh, man, if you know, you know. My cousin has been doing since she was 12. She's now 32 and today kicked it. And we're going to rehab, all paid for next week. Come on! I love that. I fucking love that. Absolutely amazing, Ryan, aka Leon. So I went away for a 2-year sentence. I did a year and I got out. And then when I got out, I stayed out of trouble for a couple of months. And when I got out, I got straight back onto the crack, straight back onto the gear. I remember it well because I got out, and the money that I got out with, I used to buy to score, and which is a main thing. Lots of people do it. Lots of addicts do it because they think I've been in jail all that time. I deserve a treat, and then they're straight back into active addiction before they've even seen their friends, family, or their missus and their kids. Truth. So I ended up doing another 3.5 year sentence for robbery. And in that time, I got into all sorts of bother, man. Do you know what I mean? I got shipped out from jail to jail. I had both of my ankles dislocated by prison officers in HMP Dorchester. They shut the wing down, twisted me up and fucked me over, trying to get me to Dartmoor. They couldn't. They didn't get me there. They didn't know how to get me there because I was militant. Evening, Richard Jones, at the gas. So as you can see, my life has been just a stream of fuck-ups. And I let people down. People let me down. I lost trust in people. I lost trust in the system. And then 9 years ago now, I met Zasha McGregor. Now, Zasha will always tell you that she is a minor part in this story of my recovery. But she isn't. She is a major part of my story of recovery because she told me in no uncertain terms I was about to lose everything. Everything that I've always wanted. Those nights when I was freezing my ass off, sleeping rough in a car park, in a shop doorway, on a bench. Yes, I slept on a bench, literally. And she told me I was going to lose it all if I didn't change my ways. And I changed my ways. And I stopped. And I have been clean, sober, non-active in my addiction since May the 13th, 2019. I never thought I would get to May the 15th without quitting. But I've got a solid support network. I've built this community on social media that all wants to see me doing well. Friday, this is what I'm really excited about. Friday, I am going back down to Bristol to do a talk about knife crime, street crime, share some of the stories about the madness that I got into, and hopefully stop some kids from picking up machetes and killing someone. Because I think if my story goes into one guy's head and he turns down an offer to carry something, I'm living my dream. And then next week, I am flying. Yeah, I said it. I am flying to Newcastle because I have to do a podcast in Durham. I have never been on an aeroplane before. I thought I wasn't going to go on one until May when I fly off to Marmaris. But no, on next week, I'm flying to Newcastle and back. Hopefully, I've got most of the day there, so hopefully I'm going to be able to get some amazing pictures of around Newcastle. I want to go put a Bristol Rovers sticker on a Newcastle ground somewhere. I'll do that if I've got the time and I don't get lost. And yes, Gary Parker, how are you doing? And this is my life now. And I want you all to know that addiction can be defeated. You have to get open and honest and really ask for help. That is the main thing here. Asking for help, being open and honest, understanding what your issues are, understanding that some people may have to never drink again, never smoke a cigarette again. Some people have to go all out, total abstinence. I'm not one of them guys. I smoke. I drink alcohol. But what I don't do anymore is inject crack and heroin. Right? I don't smoke it. I don't inject it. I don't like it. I don't miss it. And this is really important for you to understand. I don't miss it. I have little thoughts sometimes, and I think about the horribleness. And I think I am so glad that I was able to meet someone who could see so much more in me than I saw in myself. Because that's the thing when we get stuck in addiction. We doubt ourselves. We put ourselves down when we should be lifting ourselves up. But in addiction, that is what we often do. But I am here to tell every single one of you, every person who is watching this today, you can get clean, you can get sober, and you can go on to live a life way beyond anything you've ever imagined before. Because I am doing it. I've been on the news, I've been in the newspapers, I am now a host on Swindon 105. Check the Swindon 105 website. Just put it into Google, check the website. See whose ugly mug they've put on there. Right, Ryan says, yeah, man, she's been doing it for most of her life, 90% of the days. It's been hard to watch, but I'm glad I saw and did what I did when I was young so I could learn and help others whenever I can. That is absolutely amazing. Liam Gass, head events is in the building. Gary Parker's in the building. Before I finish, there's something really, really genuinely important I just want to bring the music down and talk about. The Bristol Rovers family lost a little legend today in Lynn Smart, aka Lynn Gasshead Smart. She'd been battling cancer for a while. I saw her a few weeks back and she was, she was putting on a brave face. And today I learned that she passed away. So I just want to take this time to say to all of Lynn's friends, family, and everyone that knew her and everyone that is associated with the Bristol Rovers family, that she will truly be missed. And we hope you can all get through this. Please, please, please celebrate her life rather than mourning her death. Because she liked a little rave up. She liked to enjoy herself. So let's send Lynn Gasshead Smart off with a big, fat smile. She will be missed. Yeah, Leon. Damo, thank you so much. Yeah, she will be missed. She's she was a regular at the mem and stuff, so she will genuinely be missed. And I wanted just to take this time. I don't have much influence in the world, but I just want to take this time to show her that we appreciated her and show her family and friends that she is not forgotten about. Not at all. All right. Peace, love, and unity to you all. And I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. on Tickety Talk. Stay safe, stay cool, but whatever you do, stay clean, sober, and non active in your addictions. Peace and love.